Hello, everyone. Yeah, so I just tried out a new camera. So let me know in the comments. It's a little high and maybe zoomed in a little too much. But yeah, I just set it up at the last minute here. But yeah, what we're doing today is another Q&A. And I already have a couple of Qs in my queue. So I'll start addressing those. But yeah, I'll be on here for 20 or 25 minutes, depending on how many questions come in. But yeah, put in your questions. I have three, like I said, in my queue. But yeah, I'll see how many I can get to today. So yeah, let's get started with the very first one here. So I think this was from Andrew. He writes, do paid ads work? Does Amazon Okay, so let me break this down into two parts. So, do paid ads work? Does Amazon provide the link that displays your book and its star rating? So, I'll break those down. So, do paid ads work? Yes, 100% paid ads work. There is no doubt. The path to consistent sales is through ads. You could do price promotions; those give you a big bump. You could do influencers, a bunch of different things that can give you a big bump, but really what you want is consistent sales. That's best for your confidence. That's best for the algorithm. That's best for a lot of different things. Getting consistently out there. So, do paid ads work? Absolutely. That's by far the clearest path to get consistent sales. Now, depending on what ads you do, what platforms, and how you do them, would determine if they're successful or not. So I could get into this, and maybe I'll do that a little bit right now. Actually, there's two parts to it. So there's your Amazon page itself. So making sure that's set up for success. So I'm talking like a good cover, a good blurb, um, title, yes, those initial baseline of reviews, and a bunch of other factors. A plus content. First 10% of your book, everything that goes into the Amazon page itself. So setting that up for success. And then the other part of it is setting the expectations and being able to reach your target audience, and sending them to your Amazon page. So that's it in like a 10,000-foot view. Now, each step of those things is certainly what I do in my coaching program. Um, so if you are interested in learning more about the coaching program, do a little bit of plug early. Just comment book, and I'll be able to message you after this. So if you're on YouTube, because I'm putting this on Facebook and YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you could check out weekendpublisher.com/coaching. So weekendpublisher.com/coaching, or you can comment book. If you comment book on YouTube, I don't know if there's any way for me to actually message you. So I mean that might be kind of pointless. So do paid ads work? Yeah, 100%. Does Amazon provide the link that displays your book and its star rating? So specifically well, on some social media platforms, I'm thinking like Facebook. I mean, I don't hang out too much on like X or Twitter, um, but I know a lot of times when you include the link to your book, it does show a little picture of your book and the star rating. So it does show some what we call like data from the link. So it extracts data. The social media platform will extract the data. Um, so yeah, that can be handy, but like you wouldn't want to run ads like that. I've worked with people who have run ads like that, just putting the link in there and just letting it auto populate with the image and the star rating, and they just didn't. They're poopy. Did not perform. So you need to show much more of that. And really, it goes down to what are we actually selling? So, what are we selling when we're running the ads? And a lot of people think that we're selling a book. It's true. We are selling a book, but really what we're selling is the experience of the book, especially with fiction, selling the experience, the emotional journey that the reader will follow along with their characters. That's really what we're selling: the escapism, the journey. Um, and if it's nonfiction, then we're selling the benefits of the book. What can people take away from after reading the book? So those are the two. Those that's what we're actually selling. And the last part I hear see in the book before clicking the link helps. Um, yeah, it can. Um, them understanding that it is a book certainly would help. Like what we want to set is the expectations. So where poor expectation or where a poor conversion rate, aka the amount of people that actually click on the link and go to your page, if that's really really poor in terms of the numbers that you're looking at, then that would be an indication that's not helping, or that it's not set up properly in terms of expectations. Um, yeah. Okay, so next one is how to best research target audience and find demographic details for ads, etc. So best research target audience. So this is actually something we do in the coaching program. It's actually the first exercise that we call match the market exercise. And again, if you're interested, comment book or go to weekendpublisher.com/coaching. So how to best research your target audience. It's really finding now you can get really, really detailed into this. So a lot of people in the business world will call this your avatar, your client avatar, or your reader avatar. So what does your reader or what does your client or consumer of your product look like? A big part of that is what type of other books do they read? So we don't need to get some people get really, really in the nitty-gritty and saying like, "Oh yeah, well my ideal reader eats Lucky Charms in the morning and they have an iPhone and they have like you don't have to get that granular. So really you want to understand what how to reach those people. That's reason why we're doing the research and how to adapt our messaging to them. So, how to best research the target audience? Again, it's getting your hands dirty in or your feet wet in Amazon and really doing a deep dive into other books that are similar to yours. Now, there's not going to be any book that's exactly similar to yours. In other words, you want to think of it as okay, readers of this book would also like my book because it has similar themes, similar tropes, similar genre, etc. So that with that information, you can run targeted ads either on Amazon, and you could target either those keywords or those products specifically, or on Facebook, you can always target sometimes those specific authors as well. Although there has been a big change in the Facebook um, audiences, where I've actually noticed a big improvement on doing open audiences or open targeting. So this was I'm in chats with a network in the space, right? Often. So I get to chat with other book marketers in this space because if I want to be the best book marketer in the world, which is my goal, then I need to learn from other book marketers as well. So I was speaking with Matthew Holmes, and he's all in on Facebook ads and the targeting. Um, he first told me about this like 6 months ago, and he said, "Yeah, I don't even do any targeting. I just do open targeting." I'm like, "What is open targeting?" He's like, "Yeah, you don't even put in, people's interests. You just put in where they live and age range and a language, and that's it." Like, "No, it's not going to work." And I'm like, "He's like, yeah, it does." I'm like, "All right, it's cool. Let's try it out." So I tried it out with one author that was fantasy, and she doubled her conversions and decreased her cost per click. Said, "Okay, so I'm going to test it out more, and I'm going to recommend it to more of my coaching clients." And yeah, so far from all stats that I've been looking at, it does do better. So in terms of doing target audience research and your demographics, it really is to that point is doing open audience, open targeting, and targeting people in the US and then doing a different ad set where you could target people in the UK and you could target people in Canada, target people in Australia. From all the data I saw, the US beats everything. Advertising in Canada kind of sucks, which hurts for me to say as a Canadian, but um, yeah. Anyways, I kind of went on for that for a while, but um, okay, let's we got a couple of comments coming in here. Um, People have them on X. They have encouraged me to buy books. Uh, let's see who that's coming from. So I could see here, obviously, you could see like Facebook user. So I'm not able to see like who exactly. Um, People have them on X. They have encouraged me to buy their books. Okay, yeah. So yeah, X would automatically. We go back to the first question there, where it automatically generates the star rating. Yeah. Um, Next one is, how do I market on Facebook without getting hacked? Do you pay an annual fee to sell your book on Amazon? So no, you do not pay an annual fee to sell your book on Amazon, and it is free to upload your book to Amazon. So there'll be no case if you're paying an annual fee or a monthly fee, then you're in the wrong spot. It's because there is Amazon KDP, so Kindle Direct Publishing. That's where you do the ebook, the hardcover, the paperback. And then there's also Amazon author or Amazon Seller Central account. So if you want to sell socks, batteries, and so on, then you pay a monthly fee. But no, we're not we're not doing that. And some people do that for it's called FBA or fulfilled by Amazon. So some people um, like I'm working with one author right now who has like a special edition of his book. It's a hardcover book and it's actually a sticker on it. And it's limited edition, well, limited 5,000 copies. But he plans on selling several thousand copies a month, so it is limited in a way. But um, yeah, so he's doing Amazon FBA. So the way that works is that you get them all printed, then you send them into Amazon warehouse, and then when somebody buys it, Amazon fulfills it. So fulfilled by Amazon, and that you would need the Seller Central account. But for 99% of the people watching this, you will not need it. No. So how do you market on Facebook without getting hacked? I don't know, to be honest. Knock on wood, I've never been hacked with my Facebook. The bigger threat is not so much in getting hacked, but in getting your Facebook account banned, specifically your advertising account. So that's the bigger threat than getting hacked. Um, and there's a couple of ways to reduce your chances of getting banned, like your ad account getting banned. And it really comes down to, from what we could tell, is credibility. So if somebody was to create a profile, a page, and an ad account, boom, 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 um, then Facebook is like, whoa, okay, I don't know you. You haven't built up credibility in my eyes. It's like going up to someone on the street and asking them to start giving you money or asking them to marry you or whatever. You're like, whoa, like I don't even know who you are. Like, what's your name? Like, what's your real name? Like, you haven't built up any credibility with me or any experience. So I have noticed, boom, ad accounts automatically like canceled just like that, or banned. And if it's banned, like Amazon or Facebook help, I mean, no. I spent 3 or 4 months trying to get ad account unbanned, and no, it's like it will make you lose your will to live if it's banned. You might as well just move on. And create and so I actually had one person who didn't have Facebook at all. It's like, I don't care for Facebook, but he worked under his girlfriend's profile. But then you have a page, nobody could see who the owner of the page is, and then you can start running ads there. So at least that profile has built up the credibility over the couple of years. So if you do have a book and you don't have a Facebook presence, most of you are watching on Facebook, or if you're watching on YouTube and you have a fiction book and you want to be able to get consistent sales and you don't have Facebook, then I would highly encourage you to create a Facebook profile now and start like just adding some friends, like filling in the cupboards is like what I like to call it. Like adding some friends, adding a few pictures. You don't have to go all crazy, but just start building up the credibility in Facebook's eyes. Yeah. Got another question in. Let me bring this one up here. Okay. How soon after launch my book should I start price promotions? After the first month or from the start? Okay, so yeah, that's a good question. How soon after launch my book should I start price promotions? Um, I'm trying to think about how deep to go into this. So I do talk about the book launch strategy in terms of a quiet, loud launch in the coaching program. And again, weekendpublisher.com/coaching to learn more about that, or just comment book and I'll message you. And this launch process is something I'm quite proud of. I was actually supposed to speak on um, this launch practice um, at two conferences over last summer, but I had to cancel, unfortunately. But they were supposed to be in Kentucky and California, but maybe this summer I'll speak on them. But yeah, the idea is, without getting too deep into it, is you should start price promotions right away. Whatever price promotions that you can get into. So, what are price promotions, and what are the sites? So, and how does it work? The way it works is, everyone talks about how important an email list is, and an email list is very important. But if you don't have an email list, you can get on OPLs or other people's lists. So what are these other people's lists? There's sites that you might have heard of before, like Bargain Booksy, eReader News Today. BookBub is the biggest known one. That's the most common one, although don't confuse that with BookBub ads, which I do not recommend, but BookBub featured deals. So they're called featured deals or price promotions. So what you do is you put your book at a reduced price for a temporary amount of time, 99 cents or 2.99, and there's pros and cons to going 99 cents versus 2.99. Um, but then you go to these websites and they'll say to you, it won't be a conversation, but it'll be on the website. They'll say, "Hey, Jim," they say Jim, fictitious person. Hey, Jim, you know what? I understand that if you price your book at 99, if you price your book at 99 cents, and if you pay me $30, $60 or whatever, I will blast out your price promotion, your book, to my curated list of 20,000 people, 100,000 people, 200,000, a million people. Obviously, the bigger the list, the more engaged the list, the more they can charge. Um, and and yeah, you pay me that, and I'll tell all my people on your list, on my list, about your book. You say, okay, here's $30 or here's $60. Tell your list, and then they tell your list, and then they click through it and hopefully purchase your book. So what those are, remember I talked about, do ads work? And ads absolutely do work for consistent sales. Price promotions can work really, really well for a big bump in sales. Um, so the big bump in sales can have two benefits. One is a mental benefit because it looks just damn sexy when you see a big bump, especially a significant bump, and you sell dozens of copies a day or more. Um, so it could be really, really sexy and exciting, although it only lasts for a couple of days. So it's a short term dopamine hit. The other benefit is, especially in the first 30 days, is that you can bump up to hot new release. Or if you're in a lower competitor, lower in a category that has lower competition, you might be able to bump up to bestseller in that category. Um, so yeah, when should you run price promotions? Definitely in the first 30 days, 100% to take advantage of the ability to get into hot new release of your chosen categories. But after that, you could do it as you please. I have some authors who don't want to bother with ads and they just want to keep the book alive, and they just do price promotions like every month or whatever, like once a month or once every other week. The real key is, and we have sheets in our the coaching program as well, as to track it as well. So how much money do you put in there? What do you price your book at, and then how many readers do you get in return for that investment? So what you can do is you can see over time which ones are performing best, and then after a certain amount of time, you can start doubling back at the ones that have performed best. Um, yeah, yeah. So selling the book, like it's really just like really looking at the data, and that's what I help people with. I love it. I love it. I love being able to help people with that. Can you format an ebook with and paperback on Word 365? You can. I know there's ways you can. So the paperback would be in PDF. You need to put that in PDF, and then ebook that would be. You could do a couple of different ones. You could do. There's a free one. What is it called? KDP Kindle Create. So I would check out Kindle Create. I don't know if that's a free software, although the one downfall, and it's a big downfall, is that it shoots the book out in a format. Normally, the standard is EPUB, EPUB, EPUB. So if you go to like advanced review copy sites like Book Sirens, then they'll ask for an EPUB. Or if you apply for awards, they're going to ask for an EPUB. So a lot of places ask for EPUBs. Now, Kindle Create gives you a .kdf, I think it is. So it's a specific file extension to upload just to Kindle. So that's kind of the downfall, but it is free. It's fairly easy to use. If you do plan on doing it yourself, I would check out. There's another formatting um, piece of software called Calibre, Calibre, Calibre. It's free. It looks like it's from the early 2000s. It's super old school, and it's okay. Didn't really bother with it too much because I just like, yeah, I can't be bothered like formatting my own stuff. Another step up from that would be Atticus, and that's like 180, I think, and that makes it a little bit easier. Um, yeah, that makes it a little bit easier. And then the last one is just getting a formatter. And if you're looking for a formatter, just let me know, and I'll be able to pass someone's information on to you. A formatter that I work with like almost weekly. That's quite dependable. Okay. Got one more question here. I'm just running up against time. Um, okay. I want to mention one more time. Again, if you're interested in coaching, we have a 6-week coaching program. Check out weekendpublisher.com/coaching or comment message or comment book, and I'll message you with some more information. But yeah, this will be one of our last questions here. What is your experience using book influencers as a tactic to boost sales? um, Book influencers. A simple. I have a lot of thoughts on this, and unfortunately, a lot of experience. Um, it sounds good. Like in theory, it sounds really good. Um, so you give the book to somebody who has a following, and that makes them an influencer, where they can influence people that follow them. So in theory, it's good, but there's a lot of holes in it, and the results aren't always the best. So I'm not a big fan of influencers. I have worked now with, I think the last campaign we did was 50, yeah, 50 influencers. And especially when you have that many influencers, it's like herding cats. Um, some people didn't get the book in time. Some people, um, there's just all sorts of problems. Some people want more money afterwards, or some people, drag their heels in leaving reviews, or some people with 5,000 following might only get like 3 link clicks, and you paid them $100, or like that. I just feel like there's a lot better ways to spend your money than influencers. So I'm not a big fan. But in theory, it should work, and if it's low cost, really the best thing to get with influencers is, and the same thing with like to get on podcasts or to get on speaking engagements, really is to get people to reach out to you. So I was working with one author as a Christian fantasy book, and they had tried to get on a couple of podcasts to help promote the book, and they were having trouble getting in the door and getting booked and credibility and all that sort of stuff. And then we started running ads, and we did the books, the covers, the book description, all that sort of stuff. And I kid you not, within 3 months, 2 people reached out to them, asking them to be on their podcasts. So really, what is better is to build buzz around your book and start getting readers and start getting that word of mouth. And influencers, or they don't even have to be influencers, but just people in general, will get your book and promote it for you. That really is the best way, as opposed to paying them to promote it for you. Because yeah, there's a big difference in someone getting paid to do it, and someone who's passionate about the book and genuinely promoting it. So that's what I would recommend in lieu of influencers. So yeah, thanks for everyone for joining. I'll probably do another one of these next week. Maybe we'll do it on a Saturday or a Sunday, but yeah, I'll be doing another one in a week, so a week time or so. Again, weekendpublisher.com/coaching, a 6-week coaching program to help you increase your readership and to feel less overwhelmed with marketing your book. But yeah, everyone, hopefully have a great weekend, and fellow Canadians, have a great Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. It's Thanksgiving up here in Canada this weekend. So enjoy your Thanksgiving, and we'll see you soon.